30 apartments, 7 days, and one word for why it worked. Duyên.
Hey mom, man, this week number 2 in Đà Nẵng was a doozy, but a good one. It was about finding home, finding a home, and it's been a long time since I've signed a lease. Given my work in the startup space and the consultancy advisory role, I've had to travel a lot in the past few years and haven't really settled anywhere. So it just was the ambition and the excitement of finally finding someplace that's gonna be home for at least the next 6 months. And that was the mission and the goal. And I have to say, mission accomplished. I'll show you later. The apartment hunting here in Vietnam is quite different. There's really no central repository of apartments and units and so forth. There's like no Street Easy, no Craigslist, no Redfin, and it's solely reliant on the agent relationship. So, but also where a lot of folks kind of congregate and connect is Facebook. And Facebook is not a platform that I use, and I avoid it like the plague. And so knowing that, I had to log back in. I resorted to what I do best, is to lean on people and to lean on the community, lean on people that I've met. And I think it's a little bit like kismet, this terminology in Vietnamese called Duyên. So it's not just fate. I think it's just like also faith and a bit of like, what you do with your luck, that really manifests itself into something, a meaningful result. I think I'm not sure if I quite butchered it, but it's not a direct translation in Vietnamese. But yeah, just by sheer chance, there was a gentleman who crashed my birthday party last week, and he happened to have a unit that was available. So he offered to show me his unit, which kind of set the standard in terms of like understanding what to expect and what I could find here in Đà Nẵng. And so while that unit was kind of ideal, terms didn't work out and so forth, and he also introduced me to an agent of his who helped him in his process, and she introduced me to her agents and other people. And so yeah, I went around the agent universe, and because I had such particular requests and requirements, being in Đà Nẵng, I wanted to wake up to the view of the beach, and there's mountains here, so I wanted that. And also my uncle lives not too far from the Dragon Bridge and the river, so could I find a place that would give me all four things? And because of that, it narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 big units all across the city. So in one sense, it was easy, because if the units were outside of that, I wouldn't waste my time with it. But also, because I limited to only those 4 or 5 units, I was really at the mercy of availability, so supply. And so over the course of about 7 days, I toured the 4 or 5 buildings and visited at least 30 to 35 units. And that doesn't count the duplication, because every agent here apparently has partnerships and work with like various and multiple owners as well. So I can see a few units in the morning and the afternoon. There will be no doubt that the next agent would show me at least 1 or 2 of the ones that I saw previously, right? And so while photos could represent something, they don't really tell the full story. So I encourage everyone to go and look at the units themselves. And again, this weekend kept on coming up, right? I didn't feel the pressure to sign anything, to just approve of any unit, because I wanted to hold out. I was staying hotels, and that was fine, but obviously didn't want to stay in the hotels for too much longer. And it was on the 5th day, I believe it was on the 5th day, one of my agents, what she called like 100 of her units, asking to see if anyone was about to move out. And that's a funny thing. Even though you sign a contract here, it doesn't necessarily mandate and dictate that you have to move out at the end of it. I think a lot of folks apparently went month to month. So she went above and beyond. So thank you. Shout out to agent here. That she was able to call and found a couple who were ready to move out and looking for another unit. They had signed a 1-year lease in the contract, but they had about 4 or 5 months left, and that kind of fits a bit good or naturally into like the time frame that I have left here in Vietnam. I urgent call, came rushing over, viewed their spot, liked it a lot, but that wasn't it because they still need to find a unit to move out. And then within 24 hours, they were able to find another unit within the same building to all their preferences, and this unit gave me all that I wanted. And so they moved out the following day. The cleaners came in, and then by day 8, so by day 7, I signed the contract, signed my lease or sublease, and then by the 8th day, I was able to move in. So things happen really fast here. It also can happen quite slowly, but very fortunate that happened. Just sometimes like letting go of control. Was very excited, very happy with my decision. Sometimes you just have to let go of control, something I'm learning more of every day, and leaving it up to the universe and putting out the good vibes and trusting the process for sure, right? What else? Obviously had to start furnishing the apartment and the unit. Other events that happened was another death anniversary memorial service for an uncle or my mom's cousin. Learned a little bit more. Each time I go to one of these things, I learn a little bit more. And what else is there? It's been remarkable to finally settle down somewhere. I don't have to pack up after a month or 2 months, 3 months, and that I'm very thrilled by that. All right, so I will. Thrilled by that, and I'm feeling very humbled, fortunate, and just grateful to be here after this hectic week. And I have plenty more to share after week 2 is over. So
Má, biết không? Cô nghĩ duyên không phải là chuyện may mắn hay chuyện trời định. Chỉ là khi lòng mình yên thì mọi thứ tự nhiên đến thôi. Đúng lúc, đúng người, đúng chỗ. Finding a home was just the excuse. What I'm really learning is to slow down and to trust that things will work out. To stop forcing life to follow my plan. Sometimes, when we stop searching, that's when things appear on their own. Like this apartment. Or maybe the peace I've been looking for. So now I just want to let Duyên lead, wherever I am and wherever life takes me next. This is Paul. When I speak, mỗi lời nói đưa chúng ta gần nhau hơn.